Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Jay Cartere, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing House of Cards Season 4, Episode 8? Yeah, Episode 8. And yeah, I just watched the episode. It was really good. I really enjoyed myself. The plot thickens. There's a lot of things going on. And yeah, I'm really excited to see. Wait, someone just sent me a message. Really excited to see what's gonna happen in the next episode, man. So yeah, I just need to get into the spoiler section straight away because a lot of things happened right about now. So let's get into that. First of all, we got Conway versus Frank. So Conway meets with the general again. I don't know the general's name, so I'm just gonna call him that. He asked the general to resign and become his running mate. Conway then gets the general the cover of Vanity Fair, and yeah, Frank finds out that the general sends his resignation and the news leaks. So that's really bad for Frank because having your general resign while you're still in the race of in the election race is pretty terrible. It's probably gonna wreak havoc on his polls, and Conway's got him the cover of Vanity Fair. Like, that's going to get loads of eyeballs on him. Loads of people are going to be talking about him. And that might be able to swing the public in his favour. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens from there. Also, Doug asks Seth to investigate Leanne because it was her idea to abort the airstrikes in order to use the NSA to get voter data from everyone's mobile phones in order for them to win the election, which effectively led to the general resigning because Frank told him that he wasn't. No, Frank told him that he was gonna bomb. What was it, ICO, in Syria, and that's what the general wanted. And then in order to keep the NSA's domestic surveillance going, he had to allow them to stay over there, so he had to cancel the airstrike so that he could use them as the basis to get domestic surveillance. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what happens. I want to see. It seems like Doug really doesn't like Leanne. I think Leanne's cool, man. I think that was a really good idea. Like, they needed the NSA. Well, it wasn't the greatest idea because it is going to open them up to like loads of criminal stuff if they get found out. But I think it was a good idea in the situation, and she's doing what she feels is going to win the campaign. So I think Doug needs to step off, but that's going to be an interesting plot thread in the episodes to come. And the second big plot point of the episode was all about Frank's vice president. So Senator Dean Austin of Ohio is the leadership's top choice for running mate. And Dean Austin doesn't want the fact that he's going to be Frank's running mate to be public because he's basically good pals with the NRA, and Frank and Claire are trying to pass a very, well, it's not really anti-gun. It's basically they're trying to pass a bill that makes it so you can't use internet loopholes or go to a gun show in order to obtain illegal guns. Like, there's more background checks or something like that. So he doesn't want that to be public until he can smooth things over with the NRA, tell them, yo, I'm gonna be running mate and whatnot, and let them know. And then what Frank does is he allows the door to be open while they're conducting a meeting. And then Claire's got a scheduled interview with Kate, I think the reporter's name is. So when Claire goes for a meeting with Kate, they walk past the room and Kate obviously sees Dean Austin in there with Frank. So that story effectively leaks. Then Claire meets with Julia, the head of the NRA again, and Claire tells Julia that she'll get the bill to pass in the House, but not the Senate, if Julia agrees to get Senator Dean to back out from being running mate. She also tells her that she and Frank would prefer Kathy Durant to be his running mate. So Frank then makes Dean endorse closing down gun shows and internet loopholes in order to stay on the ticket. Like, he says, if you don't do this, then you can't be my running mate. So he's making him do this, yeah, so that the NRA woman Julia can have a reason to make Dean back out from being running mate, and it's off Frank's hands. So he just basically says, yeah, I agree with this guy, and then he just totally finesses the situation to get him to back down. So what happens next is Julia makes Dean back out of being Frank's running mate, And then Frank persuades the leadership to choose Kathy Durant for his running mate. He also convinces them to hold a convention to make it look like the party chose her instead of him. So he's trying to make it seem... I don't even know how that's going to affect public perception, to be honest. But I guess he's just trying to do some sort of political maneuvering. And yeah, it might... I'm hoping it works out, to be honest. And then the last big plot point that we're going to go over is Lucas's ghost versus Frank. Like, Lucas's ghost... Like, Lucas has had a very big impact even after his death. Because right about now, Lucas Goodwin's old boss called Zoe's dad, but he didn't turn up no results. So instead, he goes to the area where Zoe used to live, and he questions a shop owner about seeing Frank in the neighborhood where Zoe lives. And the shop owner says, nah, I never saw Frank around there. And then he looks on the TV, and basically Dean's giving his speech, and there's like a memorial of Meacham on, like, in the background or something. And then the shop owner said that he never saw Frank, but he saw Meacham stop him for coffee a couple times. So then Lucas Goodwin's old boss starts looking through Meacham's travel reports to establish a timeline for his investigation. So he might find something out, and then it might be a madness. It's getting really tense right about now. So my 3 questions for you guys to comment and leave your predictions and stuff, and what I'm going to predict on is: will Lucas's boss be able to prove that Frank had an affair with Zoe? I call him Lucas's boss because I don't even know what his name is. No one said his name in the series so far, and I don't remember it. But basically, he's using Meacham's travel report, so he's going to establish a timeline that Meacham was here in Zoe's area these times, whatever. And then obviously it stops when she dies, isn't it? So that's gonna basically show that maybe Frank was there, but it's not conclusive proof that Frank was there. So I don't know what's gonna go on. But this is gonna, if he finds this proof to him, like, he's gonna be really invested in this situation, and he's gonna investigate even deeper. So it's going to be really interesting to see what comes out of that. I hope Frank comes out on top. I know he's a terrible villain. He shouldn't have killed Zoe, but I hope he gets away with his fucking murders and he becomes like the president again and it's all hunky-dory. But I don't know what's going to happen. And then my second question is Kathy really the Underwood's choice for vice president? Because both Claire and Frank have said that Kathy is their choice for vice president to people, but I haven't seen them actually have the conversation between each other to say, yeah, we want Kathy or whatever. I'm still unsure what Claire is going to run for, because I know she said that she didn't just want to be first lady, and Frank agreed that she could be more than that. So I'm really unsure if, like, they're trying to get Kathy to run for vice president and then somehow slip Claire in at the last minute or something. I really don't know. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see though. But I'm going to be betting on the fact that they probably don't want Kathy to be vice president. But I think Kathy's a great choice. I really like Kathy Durant. I think she's done some, I don't know, she's done some great things in the series so far. She's just a great character to me. But the last question is, what is Conway going to do next? And I have no clue. I have no clue what Conway is going to do next. He's been maneuvering very well, to be honest. Very well. And I kind of rate him. I rate what he's doing. But I can't see the next move coming from him. That's why I want you guys to comment and let me know your predictions. It'll be really interesting to see what you guys think that Conway is going to do at this point of your, like, viewing, what's the word? I don't know, at this point of you viewing the series or whatever when you're watching the review. But yeah, please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next review.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long, so all this warmth I share with you.